Hey everybody, happy Sunday crafternoon. My name is Dawn Bourget. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who loves everything, stamps, inks, paper, and all the blingy things. I'm glad to be with you on this Sunday crafternoon. As you guys come on in, find me in your news feed. Go ahead and say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. I'm making sure that I have my computer all set to go. And perfect. Okay, good deal. So far, so good. I hope that my internet is somewhat stable today. Last week, it was a little goofy. I didn't lose you guys, but it was like a little goofy. Anyway, this is episode number 246. And we're going to have some fun today doing a one-sheet wonder. But before we do that, I always like to go through all the things that are going on here at the Chalet and also Stampin' Up! Keep you guys posted on all the latest and greatest news. First and foremost, hey Evelyn, happy Sunday crafternoon. It's good to see you. As we always do, if there's anything that you jot down on your list that you like to grab up, this is my online store. You can shop from my store anytime. And I appreciate you shopping with me. I'm going to show you a couple of the freebies that you can get from me right now. And yeah, also, by the way, this QR code is to go directly to my store. This QR code is if you'd like to get your stuff at a discount. You can check that out as well. And if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'm trying something different today. I put this grid paper on my glass mat. You guys can see. I'm thinking that maybe the glare sometimes is a little distracting because I have lights on my table to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. But with that comes that awful glare. So I thought, well, our new grid paper, by the way, just an FYI, covers your glass mat perfectly if you happen to have a glass mat from Stampin' Up! But the problem is I should have made a little tacky underneath with some of our multi-purpose liquid glue. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you take our multi-purpose liquid glue and let's say put it in the corners of this big piece of grid paper, let it dry or it gets tacky, and then that way this wouldn't scoot. And I didn't think about that until about 5 minutes ago. So we're going to deal with it. If it gets to be too annoying, if this thing slides around, I'll just remove it. We'll deal with the glare. But anyway, I thought that maybe it's been kind of distracting and stuff, so we'll see. Anyway, enough of that. If you're not part of my newsletter, I welcome you to be a part of it. Go ahead and open up the camera on your smartphone. Here we go again, every week. Stumbling on words. Words are hard. Anyway, go ahead and open up the camera on your smartphone. Point it to this QR code. It will take you right where you need to go to sign up for my newsletter. And from there, you can also keep up on all the things in the world of Stampin' Up! And here at the Creative Chalet. As far as other places where you can find me, the other two important places are YouTube, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet, Papercrafting Instructor. Make sure that you do follow me over there on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, it'll turn black. That way you'll get all the notifications. And also my blog, which is dawnscreativechalet.com. There is everything there. That's like my hub, I call it. You'll find the replay there along with YouTube. You'll also find pictures of all the projects that we make each week, the items that we've used, the recipe card, which I'll show you in a second as well. All the things is right there. So if you have any questions, you can always go back there as well. And what else did I want to talk to you guys about here? Oh yeah, upcoming events. So we have a product class coming up. Actually, no. Erase that. We already did. Yeah. I had to think about what day is it? We're getting into August now. So August we have creative card class and then product class. Oh my goodness. I have so much on my mind right now, you guys, that I need to slow it down a few. Anyway, it's all good. So we have Starbucks Sip and Stamp, first of all. That is going to be on Friday, August 7th. And then into the next week, August 13th, we have Creative Card Class. This is on Thursday. Starbucks is on Friday, August 7th. And then as we get into the end of the month, we have a product class 2 weeks later on the 27th. That's going to be Velvet Meadow. So if you're interested in that, I call it the fuzzy paper. It has that really cool feel to the paper. It's flocked paper. But if you would like to join us for that class, please make sure to RSVP ASAP, but no later than the 13th of August during the card class. And then the other notation that you're going to want to put on your calendar for sure is the September holiday catalog kickoff party that I have for every catalog. This is a lot of fun. And it's a party basically, and I have a lot of samples set up. And of course we eat. We check out all the products that I've purchased from the catalog. And also, of course, we stamp a bit with the products, the brand new things, right? Because that's what makes it so much fun. So anyway, I would love to have you just go ahead and make sure to let me know. RSVP, that again is on September the 3rd on Thursday. So we actually have 3 events in September, and that's what kicks off the events for the month of September. Oh yeah, as far as product of the month, so this is it. I still haven't had time to play with this because now I'm working on swap cards, but it's beautiful. And right now this is the July product of the month that you can receive for $5 if you have $75 or more in your cart and purchase from me at my online store before shipping and tax, and after any Stampin' Rewards that you may have used. Excuse me, I got tickled my throat. Anyway, so it's beautiful, and I love the sample that they've given. I want to like recreate this card. It's so pretty. But anyway, once again, this is for July, and it's a stamp set. And when you do qualify for the product of the month, you will also receive from me directly the Creative Card Collection, which for July we're featuring the Bloom Boutique. It is a creation of 16 cards. It's a tutorial. It's one big tutorial for 16 cards. Has all the full color photos, measurements, and a little bit of video instruction for each one. And here's just a teaser again. And also, if you do purchase the Silly Old Bear Complete Suite, I also have another gift for you. And again, another tutorial. This one has 10 cards that you can create and get your creativity kick-started when you purchase the complete collection of Silly Old Bear directly from me as another thank you. I love to give out gifts. I feel like Santa Claus when I do. Also, just a reminder, once again, to sign up by the 10th of August to get the August kit, which is this one right here. It looks a little lacy. I like that. You guys know, if you know me, you know I'm all about my lace. Anyway, so for August is Kindred Greetings. And so that's coming up pretty soon. And of course, just to remind you, if you are already a subscriber, you are able to purchase the add-on dies as well. And that's the item number for it. What else? Oh, reminder, along with shopping at my online store, that we did have new products come out for the July online exclusives. And the next set of online exclusives will come out September. I think it's September 1st. I know it's September. I should probably get that date right, huh? But anyway, so we'll have a new batch. If you guys want to get a real quick sneaky peeky of that, let me see if I have it here. Do I? Don't I? Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, darn. Anyway, there's so many products here that you can look at right now. You don't need to look at those, or the cover. Let's put it that way. I know I can't show the inside, but the cover as far as the September stuff. And what else? Of course, our catalog. So this is active until the end of August. There's a lot of beautiful things. I was just checking out the inventory status report, and it looks like for the most part, we're doing pretty good. I mean, there's some odd and end things that aren't available, but for the most part, there's a lot of product you can get your hands on yet. Okay, so let me get my stuff straight here. I almost have a avalanche going on, and we don't need that. That would be bad. Okay, get that out of the way. And this is, when I talk about the recipe card, I never print the entire thing because I don't need to. I already know what I've used on my projects. But for those of you who like to have a little something on my blog, and after I'm done here on Facebook, right up above from where you're watching, the description area, and also on my blog, you'll find what says, you know, would you like to have today's recipe card? And basically it's all the links that are helpful for you. All the products that we use will be listed. And if you save it onto your computer, your device, it'll be clickable right to my online store as well, which is pretty cool. So right now, yes, these are what we're making. I'll show you and explain more of it to you in just a sec. It's a one sheet wonder that we are doing today. So, but it's called a one sheet wonder, but you're using two pieces. How does that compute? Basically what we're doing is we're using a half of a 6x12 sheet, but two of them for this one sheet wonder. So first of all, let me show you the cards that I made, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do it. And I hope that if you do decide to do this, that you'll show me what you come up with over my community. So with the pieces that we're cutting today, we're going to make these 6 cards with envelopes. Now, these are note cards and envelopes. So the card size, I believe, is 3.5 by 5, which is the smallest legal size that you can put into the mail. Otherwise, they're also great to give in person and in your gift bags, things like that. And they don't have to be birthday cards. They can be whatever occasion cards you want them to be. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this so you can make some quick and beautiful cards. We're also using the Words and Wishes bundle. And honestly, I did not order this at first, but it's quite a handy set, especially if you do make a lot of either birthday cards, thank you cards, or just for you type cards in general. And there's a lot of sayings that you can coordinate with these beautiful dies. They have the thank, happy, best wishes, birthday for, and you. And then they have these other things. Now, I don't know why they really put in these little leaves, unless, I don't know, maybe just for you or thank you, or I don't know. I know that there's a cake and some birthday gifts. Do they have the dies? No, they don't. I was going to say they'd have to be really little for the candles, but you could, if you wanted to, fussy cut those. That's not something I like to do. Fussy cutting is not my forte. Hi, Carol. Happy Sunday crafternoon. But anyway, so this is what we are using today as well. Now, just keep in mind, I've done a lot. In fact, I did all of the die cutting ahead of time to hopefully have this go really quick. I am going to show you guys. Let me get this first here so that you can take a screenshot. So go ahead and open up the camera on your phone, or go to my blog later, or watch the replay later. So I'm just going to leave this up for a couple of seconds, but this is the cutting guide that I used. I've actually found this on the Stampin' Up! Website. I was stumped on what to show you guys this week. I was like, gosh darn, what am I going to do? And I went digging deep and I found this. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool and very handy. Let's do this for Sunday crafternoon. So this is going to be the template that you will use if you like to make these cards, and you'll need to cut twice. So the best thing that I can suggest to you is one piece of solid 6x12 and one piece of designer series paper, 6x12. Now, if you use a piece of designer paper that is directional, you know what I mean by that, where it's going a specific direction, then you're going to want to make sure you think before you just cut to 6x12. Okay, does that make sense? If you have non-directional paper like we're using today, you don't have to worry about it. Just slice it to 6x12. And then I'm going to show you this really quick so you guys can take a picture of it. I went by this guide as well. So once I cut my two 6 by 12 pieces with that guide, then I started to use this as my guide to divvy up my pieces. It'll make more sense, promise. So right now, just kick back, relax. And then if you're really wanting to make these, then re-watch the replay, right? Okay. And I'm going to move this just up just a little bit more so you guys can get a quick picture of that. And I'm grabbing a piece of 6 by 12 paper because I'm going to show you guys how to cut it just once. I have a piece of two-tone, what is this? Two-tone crumb cake. And actually it's kind of fun. I suggest using two-tone 6 by 12, which is a 6 by 12 piece of two-tone cardstock, I should say. It comes in 12 by 12. The reason why is you can even get more choices out of it. And again, I'll show you that along the way as well, if that will make more sense. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way here, maybe. I keep saying I need a bigger desk. It doesn't seem to be happening, but I do need one. I've already have all my stuff divvied up. So that's going to be what you want to do after you cut your paper. But I'm kind of ahead of myself here. So Dawn, back it up. Okay. So I have my cutter here. This is a Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. And I don't know, I'm hoping most of you already have one and are pretty familiar with it. So there's just something I want to talk about really quick, because sometimes some of the smaller pieces like we're going to cut, and I'm going to grab my guide once again here. I'm going to set it to my right so I can view it, then I don't mess this up. But anyway, when you're cutting smaller pieces, I don't know about you guys, but it's harder for me to keep those pieces in place, hold them, and cutting using this side of the measurements. So Stampin' Up! Also have made our paper trimmer, if you lift up the arm on it, and it goes up to 1.5 inches on the right hand side, which I like to use a lot for those smaller pieces, or if I'm cutting like the 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch, up to 1.5. So when you see me turning my paper around a little bit, that's what I'm doing. You've taken a picture of the template. So from there, it's going to make more sense. So I have my 6 by 12 piece. Like I said, this is crumb cake, two-tone. And this, again, 6 by 12. And the template is asking me to cut two 2 by 6 pieces of this. So I'm taking this horizontally. Hello there, how are you? Is it Aniki? I love that name, that's really pretty. Welcome, happy Sunday crafternoon. Okay, and I'm going to set it to my left. I'm going to cut another one 2 by 6. I'm going to slice it. So far so good, very easy, right? And then on the next, it's asking me to cut a 1/2 by 6. We're still at 6 inches the other direction. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use this side and cut it 1/2 by 6. And I'm going to set it over to my left. And then as we get into the rest of it, we have this piece down here, but if we cut all the way down, right, we're going to slice into this. So what I want to do, this is 5 inches, I'm going to turn it, and we're going to cut 1 inch off to make this entire larger piece 5 inches. But we're going to keep this piece, I'm going to keep it to my right because we're going to need these 4 smaller pieces out of this piece. Does that make sense? I hope. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm looking at this diagram here, I'm thinking this piece is going to be easier to cut before we cut these, right? So we're going to work on this larger piece first, which needs to be cut at 3.5 by 5, and then we're going to cut it diagonally. It's actually very easy. So I'm going to go ahead, go to my 3.5 mark. I'm going to keep this piece off to my right. This is the piece that we're going to cut diagonally. phonetic is Ina. Inaka? Oh, okay. Am I pronouncing it right then? Inaka? That's beautiful. Thank you for hopping on and joining us. Okay, so what I'm going to do to cut this diagonally is I'm meeting this corner. Whoops. Yeah, you guys can see that. I was like, I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to line this corner up with what I call the gutter right in the middle. And I'm also going to line up this corner with the gutter as well, right in the middle. And once I get that where I think I'm happy with it, we're going to hold our breath and then we're going to slice. And now you have 2 pieces of pizza-ish. And we're going to set those off to our left. Now I'm going to bring this piece back in. So now what we should have is a piece that is 3 inches by 5. So let's make sure we did this right. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's right, because I have to cut this piece. Because we had a 1 by 6. Now we need 2 1/2 by 5s. Excuse me. Oh my goodness sakes. Oh, I hope I didn't mess this up now. Oh my lordy. Sometimes my math ain't mathin'. Okay, so that's the 5-inch side. All right. So what I'm going to do, because we need a couple of 1/2 by 5s. So here's 1/2 and 1/2. So now this should be 3 by 5. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, then the other thing I thought would be easier to do first is to cut these 3 before I cut these. So we're going to cut 1, 2, 3 by 3, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go, see here. I have to think about this. Yes. All right, so I'm setting this piece aside. So this should be 3 by 3. We're cooking with gas. I like that. And then we're going to slice these. I'm going to show the template again. I wish I could actually show this while we're cutting it. So we're going to do these 3 right here, the 1 by 3s. So again, I'm using this side to measure with 2 cuts. So there's 1 by 3, my second 1 by 3, and my third 1 by 3. And we're going to set these off to our left. And then the other thing we need to do are these little guys right here. So this should be a piece that is 3 by 2. So let's measure it to make sure we have 3 by 2. We're doing good. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, cut this in half. Let's see here. Yeah. So there's a 1-inch measurement on each side of the gutter. So we're going to go ahead and use that and cut it. And then what I'm going to do now, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, or if you're not, like the 2-tone cardstock is thinner. So I know that the paper trimmer will cut through it. I'm just going to hold it. And I'm one of those people that's kind of impatient. So I should move this down just a little bit. So I just want to get my cutting done. Sorry about that. I'm shifting a couple things around here. Okay, so we're doing 1 by 1 pieces, and we need 6. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this guy over here to measure. It's just easier to hold my paper. So I've cut 2 of them together. So there's 2, 4, and 6. So we have our 6 1 by 1 pieces, just like the diagram shows. So we're going to put them over to my left. So the last thing we need are these right here. We have this piece that we cut earlier, right? That we made down to 5 inches. So let's see here, 2.5 and 2.5. I'll tell you what, we're going to do it this way. So they're going to be 2.5 and another at 2.5. This is your only scrap. Isn't that awesome? So you can keep that for whatever you want later. And then we're going to turn it. We're going to cut these in half again. So they're 1/2 by 2 inches. So there's 2. And my last piece. All right. And that is all your cutting. And then, of course, if you have, you'll need a piece of pattern paper and cut the same way all over again. Then you have 2 stacks like this. So then what I did is I took this diagram right here, and then I divvied up all of my pieces. So again, you want to make sure that you have this to go by, or afterwards I can set up my cards again, and then you guys can get a picture of it. So for an example, some of these larger pieces that you've cut here, they're going to be for the flaps of the envelope that you see in the photo. And then the other larger, the longer strips of the 1-inch pieces, they're going to go on the back side of the flaps. I did put one on the front, but you can do what you want with it. But anyway, again, decorating the envelope. So if you look at it and go, where are these pieces going? That's where they're also going. They're for both the card front and to decorate your envelopes as well. Because I always forget to decorate my envelopes. I don't know about you guys. I concentrate so heavily on the card itself. I'm like, oh, the envelope, it's naked. Again. All right, so I'm going to get that out of the way. I'm going to set it to my right so I can see it. And then I'm using just 1 color ink today, so it makes it really simple. And where did I put my cards? That would kind of help. Oh, they're right in front of me. Imagine that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and uncover this. Of course, hydrangea hue, one of my very favorite colors right now. And we're going to keep that open right there. And gosh, again, this paper is sliding. It's driving me crazy. So let's go ahead and do this card. Now, what I'm going to use for my pattern paper is, I think it's called Bloom Boutique. So once again, keep in mind, these are note cards and envelopes. So here we go. Note cards and envelopes. So there's 20 note cards and 20 envelopes in here for $13. They're already cut. They're scored, ready to go. And they come with the envelopes. So you're all set to rock, right? Do you? I think that's awesome. I think it's such a nice touch to decorate the envelopes as well. I don't know why I get in such a hurry and I forget. Okay, so the pieces for this card have 2 half slices, and then we have the dies and the verbiage. So I did on this one. I already stamped it even. I know I was really concentrating on how am I going to do this to show everybody and explain it properly. Because sometimes, like, I can vision it, but am I going to be able to explain it so you guys know exactly what I'm doing? So I've taken 2 of my slices here because I'm going by the cards, my little diagram here. Hi, Nancy. Hello and happy Sunday crafternoon. So I'm going to put these together. In fact, since I already stamped this, let's do this. Whoops. The other thing you might want to do, I know I'm not always good at remembering to do so. I did kind of sort of do it with these. But with this particular bundle, with these little detailed verbiage, I used, you can see it's already hanging, adhesive sheets on the backs of these. Oh, it's okay, Nancy. You can watch the replay later or go to my blog. It's going to make more sense as well because I have the template on my blog, and I'll be posting that, I would say no later than 2:30 because most of my post has already been written up. I just have to do a couple tweaks once I'm done here, and then you can go there to get the template. But we're doing a 1-sheet wonder with 2 pieces of 6 by 12. One of them being a solid piece of paper. Oh my gosh, I probably should have started these beforehand too. And then the other being a piece of designer series paper. There we go. Now, it makes 6 cards total. We'll see how we're doing on time, and if you guys don't mind hanging out with me, we'll finish all of them. I wasn't sure time-wise how long it would take after explaining it all to you guys. And please forgive me if you did get lost, and if there is any question from what I have explained, please ask, and I'll see if I can get you on the right track. But basically, it's just using that sketch, oh my goodness, that I have. I'm not going to peel the rest of that off. We're just going to deal with this and see if it'll stay. By the way, I've used gold foil for the words. I thought that would be really pretty and stand out. And let's go ahead and glue this together. Oops, I should put this back so you guys can see what I'm making. That would kind of help, wouldn't it? Goodness sakes. I'm a hot mess today. Lordy be. So again, I am using, I think it's called Bloom Boutique, or it's in the Bloom Boutique suite. And this does have accents of gold in it, which I think is going to be really pretty with the gold foil sheets that I have, that I've used to cut out the sentiments, or parts of the sentiments, I should say. Now for this, I do recommend multi-purpose liquid glue because it gives you a chance to wiggle that paper around if you need to line it up correctly. Now what I'm going to do for this piece that I found works easier, instead of also putting the glue on the back of this one, let's make it less stressful. Whoops. I know it's going to cover the entire other half of my note card. This way I can concentrate on making sure that that piece butts up against this piece nicely. And then we're going to go ahead and decorate. So you can do anything you want to your cards. Let me see here, get my dimensionals. We're going to go through a lot of dimensionals today. That makes me happy. I love dimensionals. All right. Peel these little guys off. If you guys do have the new hot foil system, you could utilize those sentiments that we have and do something. That would be kind of fun with this. Let me see here. I'm going to use a little bit of the crust here for these sentiments because this is a 1.5 inch strip, or is it a quarter? Maybe that's a quarter. It's tiny nonetheless. All right, there we go. Peel that off. And then we're going to take our happy, actually this is a 1/2 inch, this is a 1/4 inch. All right, peel those off and put the happy on top. I didn't use any embellishments on these today. I wanted to keep them pretty simple, but you could obviously use some embellishments to gussy them up a little bit more, or linen thread or ribbon. Okay, this other piece, like I said, that coordinates or went with this first card, we're going to put on the back of the flap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, oh my goodness, this little guy, he's getting in my way. I'm going to go ahead and instead of putting the adhesive on this piece, we're going to put it directly on the envelope. I'm finding it's a lot easier to use the liquid glue to put it on the piece that you're going to stamp, or excuse me, glue onto. My gosh, Dawn. Okay, so something I've not done in ages is decorate my envelope. So it goes along with, and it matchy-matchies. And doesn't have to be perfect. I know I always cringe about this part because I just don't cut things very well, but I think that came out pretty good. What do you guys think? So there is card number 1. I'm going to be stocked up with cards for a while. Okay, let's see here. Put that with this. All right. Card number 2. And I probably would have put this on the front if I was thinking, but I had not, which is not a big deal, I guess. But anyway, this is our next card. And grab my next batch of goodies that I divvied up. Now, what's really fun with our 2-tone cardstock is that if you wanted to, you could even have more choices, whether you use the original color or the lighter color. It depends on the look that you want. You can alternate, which is kind of fun too. So it gives you a lot of choices. So again, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start with adhering this piece down to the card. Oh, you've been a hobby demo for 2 years and still need to purchase a lot. Hey, I'm with you. I've been a demonstrator for 16 and a half years. I still want to purchase a lot. That's the good thing about being a demo, right? We can get our discount. Oops, I want to see what else you wrote here, and it's not letting me see it. Gosh darn it. Facebook. Let me see if I can read it on my screen on my computer. So Anika says, I've only been a demonstrator, hobby demonstrator, with Stampin' Up! For 2 years, and I still need to purchase a lot. So I'm waiting a little while with the hot foil. I don't blame you. I think that that's a good way to go. Because there's so many other things, right? And of course, we all want it all. That's why we became a demonstrator. But I think that that's a good way to go. Let's see here. That I put on a little crooked, but that's okay. It's handmade. And then I'm going to take my envelope. I'm going to put this on the front. This is the little strip that I divvied up from my original picture on how I wanted to divvy out the pieces. And then we're just going to trim that off. Oops. So our envelope is now decorated, just like magic. And then we're going to go back to this. Like I said, I've cut out all of these things already. Thank goodness, huh? Can you imagine? And we'd be here all day. I mean, I wouldn't complain, but I think you guys might have something to do today. All right. These little adhesive sheets, that I have a love-hate with them. I know that they serve a great purpose, but with me having nails that I won't give up, some days it's a challenge. Okay, there we go. We'll deal with the rest of that later. I just want to get through putting these together with you guys. All right. I know, right? And oh, our new holiday book. I know you guys are probably like, really, Dawn? Let me see if I can do this off camera. Our new holiday book is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I was going to do an unboxing, but I started to get wrapped up in making swap cards this weekend. Oh my gosh, how come I can't get this? Please cooperate. Come on. Oh, Lordy. Maybe I'll just put adhesive on the back. That would be easier. This is exactly why I just... ah! Oh my goodness. Are you guys the same way with this stuff? Please tell me I'm not alone. Oh, Lord. Okay. Come on, little guy. You can do it. Okay, there we go. Whew. I was starting to sweat. Oh, I forgot what I was talking about. That's the way this live's gonna go. Aren't you guys lucky? Okay, let's see here. I'm so glad that you still join me and watch me weekly. Okay, and then I stamped, hello. my lordy. There we go. So best is going to go there. And what I did with this one, I cut the sentiment down. I'm going to show you guys. So here, I wish I would have done it again, but that's okay. So I went ahead, I used this 1/4 inch, I believe it is, strip, and I just left it. This one, I cut down and broke it up a little bit. I hope. This one says, your day. And this one says, delightful. So I guess however you, or is delightful, excuse me. There we go. So that's card number 2. So with this, you'll get 6 cards out of this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So yes, the catalog. Oh, my list is very long. Holy moly. All right, let's go ahead and grab up this grouping of stuff. And I'm going to show you guys something. So we're using, remember the little squares that I cut? So again, I used 2-tone, and I also used a non-directional piece of designer paper. So you can go ahead and do it what I would say normally the Dawn way, which is always the more difficult way. But I'm going to show you guys how to stick these on even easier. Something that I learned recently. I'm going to go ahead and take my seal adhesive, and I'm kind of going to gauge where I'm going to put my 3 rows of squares. And instead of putting adhesive on all the squares, I want to make sure you guys are going to be able to see this here. I'm going to go ahead and put a little row of glue here, a row of glue here, and a row of glue here. Now I was pretty conservative with it because I want to make sure that the glue isn't going too far down on my paper so it doesn't run off. As you can see here, it actually did a little bit, and I was trying to get that extra little gunk off of that. But with that being said, and I love the look of the squares, that they're not completely perfect. They're what I call kitty wampus on my card. So I'm going to put 4 down each row. Let's see here, grab this one. And then what I decided to do on this one is turn the 2-tone to the lighter and go down the row, making it just a little different. Whoops, if I could grab these, that would be very helpful. There we go. Oh my goodness. And there we are. And then, whoops, my piece of DSP. And then I'm going to go dark, and then DSP, and dark. So I purposely put them, I call it kitty wampus style. You cannot see the adhesive. I have to laugh because, you know, yeah, especially when I always say, well, I always say I want more than I can afford. Yeah. And the cool thing is, though, if we can't get everything that we want, we always know the next catalog is always going to have more beautiful things. So, but it's like I call it, our hobby has several divisions to it. Oh my gosh, I cannot get this off of there. Why am I having such a hard time today? Because I'm live. Okay, we're going to put glue on this. I am not going to struggle. So anyway, I say that There's just one more thing. Exactly, Evelyn. All the time, right? All the time. So, whoops. I think it goes this way. There we go. So I always say our hobby has a couple of different things to it. First of all, it's the collection, right? We collect the stuff. Then once we purchasing the stuff and collecting it, then we need to organize it, right? Organize all this stuff. And then of course is the creativity part of it, where we actually take it and we use it all. Okay. Dawn. There we go. All right. Oh, that's so much less stress. Okay. See, we're all in it together. That's what I love about you guys. And the thing is, we understand each other. We get it, right? We're all in it together. Okay, we're going to put happy here. And then I use my 1/2 inch strip. I guess I must have stamped these already. I didn't think I had, so that's kind of goofy. I think more or less, though, I really wanted to concentrate on how you cut the paper and the layout of the paper to help you guys. Because I always love a quicker way to make a batch of cards. Was organized really a word? Well, I don't know. Kind of, maybe. Oh, you guys are funny. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and again do our flap because we have this piece here that went with our stack for this card. What's nice about putting the glue onto the flap and not the back of the paper, you notice there's no excess glue here, right? So it's not going to get your scissors full of glue gunk. That sounds kind of nasty, doesn't it? Glue gunk. Yes, exactly. We get each other. We totally understand it. That's why I love to go to events too. It's like nobody gets us like each other and our struggles of wanting it all. Okay, there's our third card. We're getting there, you guys. Card number 4. This is another one of my favorites. And grab my bits and pieces for this card. See, this piece is going to go with my envelope flap, so we're going to keep this to my left. So if I misplace it, you guys just say, Dawn, look to your left. All right, and then we have our strips of paper that we cut at 1x5. Whoops. And then we also have, oh, no, we have 2. Okay, 2 pattern paper and 2 of the solid color. And again, I alternated my two-tone to really give it kind of a fun look. And I think I'll start with the pattern paper like I did on my sample. And I'm going to turn it this direction so I can line it up to where the fold is. And then I'm going to take, whoops, a piece of my two-tone, and we'll use the dark side first. Actually, I should do it this way. I think that is actually a lot easier. And then I'm going to turn, whoops, nope, I'm not going to do that yet. We want pattern. Although you could do it whatever way you want to do it. There we go. And then my light. I like the sound effects. And there we go. Perfect. Okay. And then again, I cut out, whoops, the 2 background pieces for thank and you. And we're just going to go ahead. I know that there are adhesive sheets on these, but at this point, We are not going to ride that struggle bus. We are going to conquer. Okay, there we go. Just like that. And then the U. There we are. And then it looks like I already stamped the sentiment, which says, "You make life sweeter than cake." I don't know. Cake can be pretty sweet. Ask Evelyn. Especially if it has a lot of frosting, right? Okay. There we go. And a couple more of these little guys. And there we are. And the U. Let's see, I put it right about there-ish. And then we'll stick that down here. I think I'll use dimensionals on this as well. Although, you know what? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then we'll do, again, our envelope. Always lots of frosting. You betcha. You bet. And go ahead and line it right up to the fold. Up to it, but not on it. And again, we'll trim. And then we just have one more card after this, I think. Or is it two? Let's see here. There we go. Perfect. Isn't that cute? Love it. Okay. Put that in my stack. Actually, we have two more. I just can't count. So this one's really easy. Going to grab my stack again. Make sure I have everything out of the envelope. And for this one, again, I'm going to use my seal, and I'm going to gauge that I'm going to want it probably about here and there. If we need to add a little extra glue to the back of the paper, we're good. But again, this makes it a lot easier. Whoops, we're going to go this route. And these were our little strips of 1 inch by 2.5, I believe. Let's see here. And then I'm going to alternate that. We'll do a lighter two-tone here. And then see how much faster that goes? Isn't that nice? Let's see there. And one over here. And flip this one over. Whoops. Put it right about there. Hey, hi, Kristen. Good to see you. Happy Sunday afternoon. Whoops, I'm going to have to put a little bit of adhesive on that. There we go. All right. And then we have the 4, which it comes out when you cut it into a couple little pieces, which is just wonderful, especially when you have nails. But anyway. Oh, that's right. I actually cut these out twice, but I can't remember exactly why, so I'm going to set those there so I know where to find them, just in case. Let's see, that and that. Okay. All right, now we're cooking with gas. So this is the U. I'm hoping. So I have this nasty bruise on my arm. I'm just going to show you guys because you're like, what did she do? I have no idea what I did. I don't know what I bumped into. I'm going to probably be one of those old ladies that every time I bump into something, I bruise. But it looks awful. It just doesn't look very good. So I was like, do I put a little bit of makeup on it for my live or just say, oh, heck with it? But, you know, it is what it is. All right. So here's our 4U. And I decided not to go with any additional sentiment on this one. So we're going to go ahead and stick this puppy down with a couple of dimensionals. Actually, that I think will be enough. So I have to laugh about something. So last night we went to a concert in the park locally in town. And when I got to the park, I still had one of these on my hand like this. I'm like, what the heck? I was stamping before we left and I forgot all about it because I do it so often. Well, I don't know. I sound younger than I am. Let's put it that way. I'm in my 50s. There we go. That's a dead giveaway. But people do say that I sound pretty young. Okay. And I'll take that. Thank you. Check's in the mail. All right. Let's see. We're going to cut that off. We've decorated our envelope. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And we have our card. Isn't that cute? All right. Well, now we're on our last card. Alrighty, and that is Best Wishes. And you can see again, the technique is called Kitty Wampus. You guys can all do this. So here's the last of our pieces. This larger strip, again, will go on the back. Whoops, that's sticking right to me. On the back of the envelope flap. So we'll set that aside to my left. And we'll go ahead and stick these down. So we have 3 pieces of pattern paper and 3 pieces of the two-tone. Actually, I should split these up here. Here we go. That makes it better. You're 67? Aw. 60s are like the new 30s, right? That's what I like to say. That's our story and we're sticking to it. All right, get the last of these stuck down. And there we go. Cute. All right, and then we have our best and our B and our BS. BS. And again, I'm avoiding the stress of removing the adhesive sheets because I was really bad at that. Oh goodness. It would help if that wouldn't stick to my finger. There we go. So what's 78? 78 would be like the new 40. How's that? Because when you're 40 at that point, right, we all know, what is it? We're wiser, older and wiser. Does that sound good? Okay, I'm going to use the one that's on the back of my hand. Grab a couple of extra. So I have to tell you guys a little story. I am always kind of, you know, roaming around on like Instagram, Facebook, and that kind of thing. And I found this cute little reel, I guess you want to call it. Is that the word? Reel? You know, got to be all hip with the young peeps. Anyway, and it was a group of older people that were in a nursing home or a care facility, I guess I should say. And they were jamming out to AC/DC. And I laughed so hard. It was so stinking cute. And I said, that right there, that's going to be me. Yep, that's going to be me. I'm going to be jamming out to my classic rock over at Oakview Medical Care. All right, our last bit. We're all done. Decorating the envelope. And cut that around the flap. It was so cute though. The old guy, he was just jamming out and acting like he was playing air guitar, and they were having a good old time. Okay. So here we are, the last card. So I'm going to bring them all back in. So we have that. Oh, grab the whole stack here if I can grab them. And that one. And, whoops, is that the same one? Yep. And this one here. And that one. And, whoops, this one. And that one. Holy cow. There we go. Scoot it up a little bit so you guys can see it. Hopefully. You know what? This whole time my camera's been crooked. Seriously? That's not good. Oh, thank you so much. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me bring back that One Sheet Wonder once again. There we go. Like I said, if you didn't get a chance earlier, or go to my blog and you can check it out over there. And like I said, it's a One Sheet Wonder. Thanks, Kristen. Using 2 pieces of 6 by 12 paper. And I think it looks best if you use one solid and then one pattern paper. So it's a lot of fun and a great way to make stacking of cards easily. And you don't have to do all the cutouts of the sentiments. You can do your own thing. But I have had Words and Wishes, that bundle on hand, and I wanted to use it a little bit more since I've purchased it. And once again, if you need anything, there's the information for my online store. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I hope that I'll see you next week, same time, same place, right here for Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you guys have a great week. Make sure to get inky and make something pretty. See you soon. Bye-bye.